What's up, people? Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. This weekend, it is a Cup Chasers derby as the Chelsea Blues visit Manchester City and the Etihad. You know, my thoughts on it from last week, or last Monday, I should say. We definitely had our discussion about the Etihad, and of course, we will be heading back there for this one as well. City did play in the Champions League, and we'll take a look at that and the other Champions League fixtures as well. A couple of Europa League fixtures today.
Did you see that last stat about City in the Champions League?
Which one was that?
Like 7 straight
victories in knockout stages or something?
Knockout stages, yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
that's insane.
Gross. Just disgusting. But, yep, there is an Arsenal game away at Burnley. And, of course, Liverpool are away to Brentford. So we're hoping the Bees can do some stinging for us. But, yeah, right out the rip, let's get those likes up on the video. Of course, subscribe if you are new. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. And, of course, if you're enjoying all the content, get the notification bell on. All right. Of course. Hello. Only one place to start. It's the return of Cole Palmer to the Etihad. Just had to get that one in there. But before he gets there, Man City were in Denmark. Lewis, what you think? What you telling me about that game?
It sucked to see some Jack go off because I'm pretty sure I said on here that I expected Jack to play in that game. It sucked that he went off, he grabbed himself. So pretty sure that was a muscle injury, and it's weird because it was at 17 minutes. So that's a run out. So you kind of wondering what is that, that soon? There's not much about the game. De Bruyne was De Bruyne, Foden was Foden. Bernardo got, his ankle chopped up. And, City did what they were supposed to do. Ederson made a mistake. It was a bad pass. It wasn't a pass he wasn't supposed to make. It was so funny because the commentators literally spent the whole game saying, is Ederson going to make a pass from the back? I'm like, have you watched City at all? That's what he's going to do the whole game. Yes, what the mistake, the bad pass he made led to a goal. But that's how the team plays. If they all of a sudden be like, you know what, we're not going to let Ederson pass out the back anymore, then what would happen, right? It was a mistake. And it was funny because before that mistake happened, the commentators were like, Ederson's bored back there. It's sort of the commentators trying to find a narrative. And I'll let it be what it is, 3-1 is a good result going forward, and looking forward to Saturday.
Do you think it's enough to be able to kind of relax because you have United, then the return leg, then Anfield?
Well, I think this is where it's different. Where I've heard people say it because I watch some of ESPN. I know you don't rate those guys a bunch because they do say a lot of head scratching things. But I'm gonna put it like this: there's no relax though. The team literally just got to where they are, so everyone is pushing for spaces. A lot of people are talking about the guys who didn't play, right? So, for example, Rico Lewis hadn't played in a while, and Oscar Bob hadn't played in a while. So there's no
Kovacic.
Georgie was hurt, and Vardiol was hurt too, so they sat out. But you got guys who were getting rest, so there's no relaxing because every one of the guys who are on the bench feel and want to be in the game, and when they go in there, they're playing to win and to dominate. So I don't think there's a rest at all. City's going to take Chelsea seriously, specifically because 8 goals were in the last game, and they know that they have United coming up, so that's a derby. So all of these games are serious. There's no relaxing.
Well, I meant the return leg.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is because it's sandwiched between some pretty big matches. So you have to look at that because that one goal they had is enough, right? Patrick and I were kind of making that counterpoint where I understood you were saying, hey, people got to go at City. But if there's a mistake, and then you hold, then what, right? Then you take that counter and you go from there. So
speaking of that, Copenhagen absolutely were not afraid of you guys.
no, they weren't, and that's
And
great.
it was good to see.
Yeah. But that's what you get in Champions League, because we mentioned it in the last podcast. In the Champions League, you're going for it anyways. There's no 38 games. There's 2. There's 2 games. That's it. So you don't have time to be sitting there and waiting and stuff like that. And we might mention other Champions League games, but I like that Copenhagen came in and they were physical too. They were super physical. Some of the tackles, I'm like, yo, but the guys were like, hey man, this is what you have to play against. If you're the holders, you want to win, then that's what you got to get.
Yeah, everyone's going to get up for you, of course.
So we love it. But I mean, you've always known my stance is City loves when teams play with them, because that means they get to play their hardest and in their way.
And I want to go ahead and before we get to Chelsea, I want to have a little bit on the Saka Foden thing, because some pundit brought it back up and now it's going around everywhere, and from an Arsenal fan, I just want to put it to bed. Foden is clear. And the litmus test is do the thought experiment of putting them in the same team. So if Pep had Saka, Foden is still doing more for Pep in Man City's team than Saka would be able to. Because Foden can play through the lines, Foden can create, Foden can control a game. Saka can get lots of output, go at his winger and run in behind, but he's not controlling a game. He's not playing the ball through the lines. He's a pure winger.
A pure winger.
He's Xavier.
Pure winger. I love it.
The thing is, Jake, when I answered you, I like, I mean, how comparison steals joy, man. And I think Saka's a really good player. So you're never going to hear me say he's not a good player. And I'm also not going to compare him to Foden, because they're literally not the same player.
They're not.
So why disrespect Saka or Foden in that way to compare them, right? Now, I know
Southgate's fault.
Right, and it is. I mean,
always
because but the thing is it's unfortunately this is actually true, because I don't like to blame people in specific things, but this is his fault, because he literally started with he can't play Foden because Saka's starting, and that's fine. I would give, if you're looking at the system that England plays, you play Saka there, right? I have no issue with that, but my issue lies in the saying that that's the only place Foden can play, because Foden can play on the other side, and his comparison is Grealish, which I think he's better than Grealish. Grealish is a different type style player. So if Foden can play both wings and he can play the 10, false 9, and he maybe can play the 8, then I'm not understanding where the comparison is, because the guy is literally saying, hey, if you take a Pep Guardiola player, generally, if they're a midfield kind of guy, they can play anywhere. That's what you get with those guys. So why expect Bernardo Silva doesn't have a position? So just comparing those guys are not the same. And so when people are like, well, if you put Saka in, and I'm not talking about you, but others, if you put Saka in City, he'd do the same thing. No, he would not. And here's why he wouldn't, because he wouldn't be allowed to play that way. No. His style of play, no. he wouldn't be able to do what he does.
Pep doesn't have true wingers. He said it himself. He doesn't play true out wingers.
Well, here's the real thought experiment that no one is doing, because this would never happen. Give Foden to Arsenal. And see, the thing is, people make this comparison because Foden can be a good winger. He can be the right winger that scores goals, right? Saka is just better at being the right winger that scores goals.
Putting one of them on the right wing,
but
putting Saka on the wing, right?
If you give Arteta Foden, 29 finally hits the bench, and Foden can play that left 8, no issue, no problem.
Imagine with Foden and Odegaard with Rice behind him.
Be delicious.
Tell me Arsenal wouldn't take that. Tell me Arsenal wouldn't take that.
Please, God, let me take that. Yes.
I mean, it's not happening, but yes.
No. But the thing is, Foden will be able to, like I say, Foden will be able to fill that left 8 role. Saka would never fill that left 8 role at all.
It's just not his play.
Definitely not. So they're definitely different players. And the worst thing about all this debate is that most people get this idea that if I say Foden's better, that means Saka's crap, or if I say Saka's better, that means Foden crap, and that's not even close. Let's just all turn this anger towards Southgate and maybe get Jose Mourinho the England job.
I was watching something where they were talking about the German national job, and because of the Bayern Munich issue, and dude, like I just look at it. This tournament is there for the taking for England, man. It's.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man.
For him, man.
If Southgate just realizes that he could play Bellingham, Rice, Foden, Rashford, Saka, Kane, or even Grealish, Saka, Kane, and just say go. You don't even put your stupid tactics in there. Just say go. Do what you do. They would run roughshod over everyone in the tournament. Maybe not France, but they should still be beating France. I'm just saying. But we will definitely get there. We'll definitely get there. We will be here for Euro 2024. But we got some games, some ways to go before that. What are you telling me, guys? The Blues going to the lighter blues.
Tell you what I'm doing in the predictions league.
No, oh my! He's never. I thought you never went against your boys.
Listen, I'm not in this segment.
Something up, Jake?
I'm not in this segment. But
say what, Lewis?
Did you put something up? I didn't see the new standards. I haven't looked. So I don't.
I got them right here. If you want me to go ahead and pop them up.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just.
Yeah, there it is.
No, I'm done. It doesn't matter.
Oh, X, you ghosted another one on. You missed one. That's why it's so low.
I did.
Yeah.
I was so busy this week. Yeah.
That's all good, man. But we're never gonna catch them anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
It will be a nice 2-horse race up there at the top between Patrick and Lewis. And I was just telling him I've just given up on my predictor app. I'm so bad. And then I went and I told him my prediction for this game, and he said it was the exact same thing. And
no, remember I said my prediction, and you're like, you got to be kidding me.
I showed you my predictions on the screen for you know what.
Swear on my life, did not read them. I couldn't even read it. It was so small.
Just for that, Chelsea have no shot.
No, our focus. You can tell where our focus lies. It's not on the league.
You could get that Conference League with a win next Sunday. That's 9 days away. Pull something crazy out against Pool, and Europe's there, buddy. It's there, man. It's one game. It's literally one game away.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think the focus is on the league. We would have taken these other games way more serious. Even though
you're going to bring it on Sunday, though, on Saturday.
I mean, we are, but I just don't. It's not going to be like it was at the Bridge.
It might, man. It might be. City have been leaking, some weird goals lately. Some little miscommunication, little lapse of concentration. Ederson on a madness, No, I'm grasping at straws and hope. And
I mean, we do the league a favor if we stun City here. Even take a point.
Hey, I'm a Cole Palmer fan all day long. Yeah. I think
late game for the draw.
I think Enzo is grossly overrated, but I'm a fan this weekend. I'm telling you what. I'll tell you straight up, man. Is this the first time all three of our teams have played on a Saturday?
Oh wow.
Because it's Liverpool is the early game, so we get to see that in the title race, and then Arsenal is in the 10 o'clock slot, and you guys play at 12:30.
The noon.
Yeah. So all the interesting stuff happens in the 5-hour window.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole weekend's over.
The whole weekend's right there.
Sheffield, Brighton, Luton, Man United, which United has to go to.
Luton United might be interesting. Yeah, I'll give you that one for sure.
Crystal Palace on Monday. Like who Who came up with that one?
Hey, I've already heard Xavier in my head 3 times about that game. You know what it is.
I
You already know.
agree.
You already know.
I
You
agree.
already. I can lock those
You can
predictions
go ahead and
in.
lock mine in for that too.
Lock out and in already.
You can lock mine
Got
in.
Yep,
no fill
locked in. That's the nil of the week.
all over it.
Absolutely. But guys, tell me what you got to do.
We have
Look, we know what I think you should do. Go there and punch them in their face.
We cannot leave that wide 4 in the midfield. If we spread that 4, that core, so wide like we did against Palace and like we did against Villa and like we tried to do against, bro, we're just gonna get punished. You cannot leave them space to work inside your team like that. We won't get the ball back. We won't peel the ball off of them. Unless our press truly is that far up in their face and we can keep it there. If they pass that first line and that back, and even then, if they get in our face and our midfield doesn't come back to supply and help our defense, their press is just as bad. They'll be right back in our face, and God forbid we hold any type of higher line and let Thiago be in between both half moons. Bro, we're done.
Silva shouldn't be anywhere near this game.
Oh, he will be.
Oh, he probably won't be.
He shouldn't.
Look,
think about it. No Doku, no Grealish, and if Silva's in there, it's gonna be Doku and Foden and Holland, of course. It's just speed, man. Silva will get toasted.
I don't see him sitting Thiago Silva, man.
You got to.
Injured.
Is bad.
He's injured. He has a groin injury. That is correct.
Yeah.
So Badia Shields out. So is Colwell finally gonna play center back?
He did on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, he came in for Silva, so I figure it's going to be Gusto, DCC, Colwell, Chile.
The crowd surfer himself.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I love it. I absolutely loved that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of the Fox in the Box, man. I'm a fan of.
I love the Fox in the
Oh,
Box.
Axel Disaster. I'm a fan.
Where he just comes flying in.
Get it clean.
Yeah, I worry about the midfield a lot.
I fear for Caicedo because the problem with City is a lot of teams are going to try to mark Rodri out of the game, right? That's obviously what Arsenal would do. But if Gallagher's following Rodri and then Enzo is following De Bruyne, Caicedo's going to get left just by himself, man.
I'm wondering if we don't see Caicedo.
Bernardo and Foden are going to eat that.
Bernardo and Foden have so much space behind. It's gonna be a nightmare.
They're gonna eat that.
Well, no. What I'm saying though is I'm wondering if we pull Gallagher back and sit him with Enzo, and then play Palmer behind the striker like we've been playing Gallagher.
There's no way. There's no way he drops Caicedo.
No.
I'd be shocked. I hear you. I hear you, and I actually like where your head's at with that. You know, more mobility to be and that gives you an extra guy in that middle to deal with what I'm saying. So I actually like that, but I just don't see Poch dropping Caicedo.
No.
I mean, one of them. I think for us to have a chance, which I don't think we have a chance. That's just my thought.
First and foremost.
I think you've got to drop either Caicedo and play Enzo, or keep Caicedo and drop Enzo, and let Gallagher kind of clean up more so than Caicedo, because Caicedo is going to get overran either way. So if you have Palmer pulling back as well, you've got two guys that have energy that are going to be able to kind of protect him a little bit more. And I mean, technically what you'll be playing would be like 2 6s at that point with Gallagher.
You should.
And letting Palmer kind of play in that whole middle space, which I'm still iffy on, but I would go Madueke, which I don't know if that's going to work either, because him and Gusto really don't.
And he was awful last time
I mean,
out.
they ran into the same spots every single time. It was ridiculous. I figure Sterling will play. I figure Jackson will play. I think you play Nkunku too. So, I mean, if you're going to try to go for it, that's your lineup.
That's our lineup.
That's your lineup.
That's our lineup.
Man, I just can't figure out a way that you guys, something that I've seen Chelsea do in the press, that is going to cause any kind of problem for City. Because if you go man to man, the first time Rodri gets space, the first time KDB gets space, it's over. It's right. Done.
Oh, and that's why I think you have to play Gallagher back, and maybe don't play Sterling. I mean, I don't see how he doesn't play Sterling. But maybe you put Mudryk out there and let him run with Kyle Walker.
I'm telling you, bro, the only way we're in this game is if when they give it to us early, which they will, we'll have a shocker of a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-1 super early in this game. And we won't put it to bed. But God forbid if we do, we'll gridlock and sit on City. I don't think we'll play him open anymore.
Yes. I'll be so pissed. I'll just be fuming.
No, because we'll ride that out and probably give a goal. I'm telling you, the best case scenario is taking a point out of the Etihad. We're not going to go into this game wanting to with the tactics to win this game.
I agree that that's what will happen, but even I believe that even if you go up a goal, you can't let up. You gotta.
We're gonna get
full speed ahead. You get a goal, you need to go get 2 or 3 more.
Y'all don't mark the back post enough.
Yeah, exactly. Their whole team
lives
on the back.
One goal in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
You need 2. I think you need 2 goals at least to have a prayer. But I think City are going to hit goals. They're going to score a lot. So that's why I'm always like, just damn the torpedoes and try to score as much. Just don't even play a defense. Just let Colwell and Axel sit by themselves and just tell Chilwell and Gusto to get forward. Just bomb it, get forward. If we give 4 goals, that's fine. We're going to try to score 5. It'd be great for the neutral.
Oh, yeah. Another 4-4 banger would be great for y'all.
Yeah. What you saying, Lewis? Even a little bit worried?
I mean, every game you have to take seriously. And I think the Copenhagen game is a good one to have before this because, you get the mistake out and you start to get a little serious. So because the back line will very likely be Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Ake. And they're pretty solid together. Rodri will be there. You got De Bruyne in the middle. Foden will play. I think Alvarez will play in this game because he doesn't sit him 2 games in a row. So Alvarez will be there, which means that Bernardo probably will start on the bench.
Yeah.
And so that means Doku is on a wing. You got Foden or Alvarez. No, it'll be Foden and Doku with Alvarez and Haaland like this. And I think they're going to really look for Haaland in this game because they didn't look for him. He had some chances, but they weren't the good chances that they missed them on in the last game. And you can see the frustration, but he's a team guy. So, he's into it. And I think because of the last game against Chelsea, I think there's a greater focus on this. History says that this second game is going to be a low scoring game because historically the second game between City and Chelsea is normally a lower scoring game than the first one. So, I mean, if I'm giving a score, I think it'll be a 2-0 to City. But I think Chelsea, I don't think they'll get hammered. I think they'll be there. I think the errors that we expect to see from City that they've done, I think they'll clean that up just because they know that there's enough guys on the City team that are in the forward positions that will want to take the team down because there's Sterling there who celebrated when he scored. We appreciate that and we remember. And Palmer as well, who he was lined up to be next one up, and he didn't want to be in the team, so he liked to remember those guys. who are impatient. And so nothing against, those guys. They did what they needed to do with City. But I think 2-0. And I think just go out of the game healthy and start to clean some stuff up.
Yeah, it's interesting. I picked you guys to give a couple just based on the last 2-3 games. Y'all have had just one lapse, and it's tended to cost you. But yeah, as much as I want to see it, as much as I'm praying for it, oh man, I don't, the City are just too good. And we've seen Caicedo, we've seen Chelsea's midfield on an island one of them on an island too many times this season.
Oh yeah, every other game.
And if you don't get the spacing right, their press will eat you alive, just like Liverpool's press. Like, yes, Klopp and Liverpool are an incredible pressing team. It's for me, in their intensity that they excel. I think Man City's press is just really intelligent, and so if you don't play quickly and get your spacing right, there's going to be 4 of them on top of you taking the ball and scoring before you know what happens. And,
your transition is so fast.
Well, now another thing is De Bruyne didn't play in that last game, so there wasn't really control for City in that game. So I think that matters as well. So I think De Bruyne's presence for City will be influential.
Yeah, normally is.
Yeah,
normally is, But so I've gone 4-2 for the Citizens.
4. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, bro, y'all are about to smash.
4. Ugh.
Y'all are gonna smash in some goals in this game. Trust me. It's unless Chelsea do another madness, which I'm here for it, and I hope they do.
Doesn't sound like it.
I hope you do. I think you're gonna get smoked.
There's a difference, yes.
What I want and what I think is gonna happen are two different things. I want Arsenal to win the league. I want Arsenal to win the Champions League. Is that what I think is gonna happen? Perhaps in my most deluded daydreams. Yeah, Patrick, you said the same, right?
I did. I don't think I am concerned not with not having Silva in terms of his defense. I'm more concerned about his organization on the back line. I do worry about that too. Disassi playing with Colwell. Maybe Colwell surprises us. It would be nice. But I think that Chilwell gets caught out too far upfield. Same thing with Gusto. Gusto can get back. Chilwell cannot. I think that I'm most definitely concerned about how the midfield will be played. We can't leave Caicedo to play against 3 guys. And that's what we've done way more times than we should have. And it's because people don't pull back. And that's why it's like, put Gallagher there, put Palmer here, put Nkunku, put, all that. I know that Raheem's not going to press like we need him to. Okay. So that whole, what would that be? Left side, right side? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The front left side?
Well, yeah. Well, it'd be left side on our side, right side on their side. That whole right side is going to be open. That's why Chilwell's going to get pushed. He's going to push further up. He's going to get caught out. And then you're going to have Colwell one-on-one, leaving Disassi having to cover 2 guys in the middle. Nobody's going to cover the back post. And there it is, right there. I've actually triple captain Erling this week because they've got Chelsea and Brentford. So I fully expect it to be a little.
They also got a match versus Luton Town at the Kenny.
What, next week?
On Tuesday, the Citizens do.
They play Brentford.
But they have an FA Cup match next Tuesday.
Oh, I'm talking about this coming Tuesday.
Is that man? Y'all's schedule's getting mixed around because of you missed a game and you're still in the cups. Yeah.
Yeah, so Tuesday the 20th they play Brentford. So it's
that's their makeup. That's their makeup game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So I just think I do think that we will score. But as I say, since De Bruyne has come back, City's good for 3 goals. I think they score 4 though. So 4-2.
Yeah, there was one website that I saw posted a Instagram post that De Bruyne has hit 7.5 plus in player ratings every game he's been in since he's come back.
I think he got a 9 on
One of them was like a 9.8.
Yeah.
He missed the header in the Copenhagen game at the start. If he started there,
Bum. What an absolute bum. Bench him. He's a bum.
They took an assist from him, so he's probably angry about that.
He's trash. He's a loser, and he's a bum. You should definitely bench him.
Really, I am concerned about Haaland against Colwell and DCIC.
I'm concerned about Haaland on the big hole at the back post.
That too.
I would be too, because Haaland looks hungry. After that last game, he looks super hungry, man.
Yeah. I still can't believe he missed that 1v1 against Copenhagen, though.
Yeah. Definitely should have put it away.
He's not in form yet. He's far from. This is his 3rd game.
He's not on foot.
He's not.
Misses 2 flipping months. Misses 2 flipping months. Comes back and he's still on top of the charts. And then he bags 2 and 3 and he's not on form.
He's not. He's not.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Well, that's a great, problem to have. It's like, he's, if Jackson scores 2 and 3 words.
Thor is my least favorite Marvel character.
Yeah.
Who?
Thor.
Listen, y'all can say all y'all want. This game's ending 2-2. 2-2.
2-2?
2-2.
Yes. See, X, I was gonna tell you, man. I was gonna tell you to smile. I need you to bring the positivity because we all think Chelsea are gonna get wrecked.
Well, I know you do.
I need a heart pick. We need a heart pick.
We're going to take.
I said Chelsea wasn't gonna get wrecked.
We're going to take.
I did.
I didn't say it.
First off, we're gonna take a point. It puts us in the running. We're gonna finish 7th. This is the way it has to be done.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna take it for Liverpool because this is gonna give it. We can play with the big boys. We're gonna tie City at City. We're gonna walk in there. We're gonna go at the end of the month. We're gonna win our tournament, secure Europe, have that breath off of, have that huge weight off our shoulders. Gun for 6th or 7th. Get Europa instead, because then we just upgrade the card. And that's it. It's a wrap. That's a successful season. Poch doesn't get fired. We offload Sterling. The cards all fall the way they need to. The way everyone has hoped in our best situation and our best foot forward. That's about all we can cap out at now. So let's match.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, take it to City. Get ready for a final. We go there. We tie it. We tied the best in the league, both at home and away. Hang your hat on the young team. That means you can play in big games theirs is empty, but big stadiums,
Hey, that's what I love to hear. I love to hear it.
It's going to be 2-2 all day.
Get this man in the locker room.
First 10.
Get this man in the locker room. He's over here.
First 10 minutes is 3-0. I'm turning everything off. You won't hear from me the rest of the day. TV is broken. Done. Just absolutely shattered. 2-2, man. 2-2 all day. Palmer with the late penalty ties it up to walk in the locker room, getting booed off the field. I love it. So it's
get down the tunnel. It's just 1 point.
Get down the tunnel. Point.
Hey, Raheem Sterling, wins the most penalties back at home.
He's gonna get him
back
one.
where he belongs. He's gonna get him one.
He's going to get booed so much that he's going to turtle like he did the last time.
He's gone. He's gone.
The man had a hammy injury as soon as he started getting booed, and then he came back 2 weeks later.
It's okay. He's gone after this season.
Impressive. That's real impressive, Raheem. Yeah.
He's gonna go to Italy. He's done.
He'll do what?
Well-
He'll do numbers in Italy, though. That's the crazy thing.
Don't care.
Again, I'm telling you, and with your whole thoughts, X, then we buy Mbappe this summer, right?
Oh,
He's coming to Arsenal.
No, he's going to Madrid.
Mbappe's coming to Arsenal. What are you talking about? He said it
Mbappe
himself.
is gonna go to Madrid.
He said it himself that he is coming to Arsenal. He's already signed a contract.
Oh.
Jake, this is 2024.
I wouldn't spread fake news.
We're on Earth.
Come back.
Come back.
Come back to us.
This
Did you
reality.
see
Whatever
how-
timeline.
Oh, hey.
Whatever.
Hey, guys, I kind of blacked out for a minute there. What are we talking about?
The league last season. That's what we were talking about.
What?
Did y'all seriously see how much he costs PSG each year?
I don't want to think about it.
200 million euros a year.
And won nothing.
He's on like 390 a week.
Yeah, and they're not. They were in jeopardy for a good long while there on Wednesday of losing at home
Yes.
to Sociedad.
Yeah.
If Sociedad, they couldn't find any quality up top, but they should have, and they could have. That game could have been different for sure. But yeah, bleak thoughts, slight dreams, maybe some hopes there from Xavier.
Always.
Maybe a little bit. So you're saying there's a chance?
Chance, man.
Come on, Chelsea. I need it. I need
Real
them.
Blues.
I need them to beat
Real Blues, man.
the 115 Blues at the Etihad. But elsewhere in the title race, of course, my beloved Gunners visiting Turf Moor and old Vincent Kompany. Maybe
They're
we
on
can.
Cruise control, man. You're good. Easy week.
Yes, there are no easy weeks with Arsenal.
True.
You'll
You'll score too early in this one and then turn off.
Stop it. No, that's not what we do anymore. Don't put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me.
You know what? I'll even go one step further. Kai scores the first one, so y'all really turn off.
Oh my God. If Kai Havertz scores the first goal and then we're just like, wow, they actually let Havertz score. No, I would hate that. That would be disgusting. But yeah, I'm just like you, I'm pretty confident, pretty optimistic about this one. It is at Turf Moor at Burnley, so they won't be as sat back as you might think. I like their kind of mid block. They like to try to play out from the back. So we should devastate them with our press. Of course, I'm hoping Mikel will be able to tweak it to what they do. I expect a similar lineup. Things I've seen, Tomiyasu's still out. Zinchenko's still out. So we might see Kivior again. Actually, Tomiyasu might be fit. So we might see him. I think Georgie's still out. Jesus still out. Partey is Partey. He's been abducted by. Who's been abducted by aliens is Fabio Vieira.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a word about him in ages.
Groin injury late February.
That's the first I've heard about him in a long time.
There it is.
I was happy with that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think ESR is still out, so we might just run it back. To be honest with you, you might see exactly what we saw against. Who'd we just beat? Who'd we just smash? Oh, right, the Hammers, 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
How could I forget? Yeah, we'll probably see the same lineup: Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, and I love it, man. The way that they were able to find space and keep Havertz comfortable and in his space, it's kind of like a managing Havertz thing at this point. He was able to get farther forward as Trossard dropped deeper. I'd love to see that. Also, Trossard always willing to take on a man and have a shot. You love to see that. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I think should be an easy day. We never make it, but I think that something Big Steve from he's a very very beloved and popular Man City fan here on YouTube. Go check his channel, Big Steve. Man, I don't forget what it is, but anyway, he made the comment last season about how when you're trying to win a title and when you're in the run-in, every single game is like you're like a bag of nerves, until it's done, until it's put to bed. Like, for example, for the first 20 minutes of the West Ham game, I was getting frustrated. I was getting a little heated with the referee. You know how I get. I was getting a little excited. Definitely getting a little bit excited. And, until that first goal and they shut off, I was like, man, oh man, if we, and so each game it's got a little bit of nerves attached to it. So until we're up 4-0, until we've put this one to bed, I'm going to be a little nervy. You can't count Burnley out. They do play some good stuff from time to time. But yeah, we should definitely sweep them aside. Yes. I predicted a 4-0. I've predicted us to kick on and continue our winning ways. And we need it, man. That goal difference is definitely going to play a role. Definitely going to play, in seasons gone by, we've normally been 5-6 off the goal difference pace. Just been completely off it. And right now we're literally only in third place because City have scored 3 more goals. So they've got a game. Yes, I've said they were going to score 4 goals, but it might be a tougher, closer match versus Chelsea. We have a chance here. We could get ahead in the goal difference, if we smash Burnley.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we do. Liverpool also have a tougher match versus Brentford. So maybe, just maybe, we can be ahead in one category. But yeah, man, I've said 4-0. And I'm hoping that they can follow it up with another big one. What are we saying? 3-1?
It's commanding. You're going to give one just because you're going to be turned off. You're playing down. It's one of those things where this is one of those games, and it's the dangerous side of things, but there's always a couple teams every year where it's like, yeah, we're going to play down, but we really can play down here. Like, I mean, no offense to Burnley, but right, Sheffield, Burnley are going to leak goals. You guys don't really have that problem this season.
No, best defense in the league.
That's what I'm saying, man. So it's like, I see you shutting off to the point where you get punched just if they don't shell shock themselves, but because they're at home, they're going to keep that pride. Maybe squeak one on you, but a 3-1's commanding. I think it's going to be an easy weekend for you. Like you said, I don't think they're going to get out of the press. I don't think they're going to have much of the ball, even if y'all are up. I'm talking maybe 65, 70% possession, maybe.
Yeah, should be a dominant performance as far as on paper, of course. What you saying, Patrick?
I see no way for Burnley to win this. Fofana had a chance to really move forward in terms of becoming the guy there up front. He blew his 2 chances that he was given by Liverpool. Their goal the other day was pretty good. But again, I don't really still buy Liverpool's defense. I buy yours, especially Saliba and Gabriel. They're one heck of a duo.
Big Willie Magalhaes.
And so I think it's an easy 3-0. I don't think you go drop 6 on them. Like I said the other night, it felt like that was kind of like a perfect day in terms of production-wise. I think there will be a little bit of let-off, but it'll be an easy 3-0.
That's what I like to hear. What you think, Lewis? Any chance for your boy?
Well, here's the funny thing. So you mentioned him, and he has a touchline ban, so he won't be on the
oh, no. That's
no.
even worse. That's even worse.
It's the accumulation of yellows, so he will not be on the sideline, which I think makes it worse for them, as you said. But you know how I use numbers and junk to do it. I think Arsenal, in my opinion, if I'm not looking at numbers, I would have picked Arsenal 4-0. But that's not what I'm picking, right? So I'm looking at what's here, and Arsenal, they're 4 straight, right? The only one was Liverpool. But Burnley, interestingly enough, have lost, draw, lost, draw, lost. And then the funny thing about the score lines and the teams is they played Spurs, and then they drew. And then they played City, and then they drew. And then they played Fulham, and then they drew. And I'm like, well, I mean, if that's the role,
and then they just
Arsenal
lost the pool.
In the face. Right. No, well, yeah, they just lost the pool 3-1. And so now I'm like, well, based on that, this says they should draw this game. Just looking at that, right? I don't think they'll draw, but because I'm going to follow this, I'm going to go with a 3-3.
Wow.
Wow.
Best defense in the league, and we're going to give 3 goals to Burnley. All right. Okay.
With me on the side. So I everything says this is an incorrect pick, and I'm fine with that, but I'm going with the 3-3.
Man, you have a chance. You have a chance to overtake Patrick.
No.
And you're throwing this kind of shade at the art. See, this is. Yeah, I get it.
Shade. I'm telling you my pattern. You know,
talk about some little broing from the Man City.
I pick all patterns. It can't stare me in the face and me not say yes. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness! If you say so, man. I hear the draw, but 3-3. We're gonna give 3 goals.
Yes, they're gonna give 3 goals for sure. Sure, they're giving 3.
Yes,
we're not giving 3 goals.
They're giving 3 goals.
They are definitely giving 3 goals. Arsenal are not giving 3 goals. Do you even remember the last time we gave up 3 goals? It was probably to you. It's probably the last time we went to the Etihad.
I mean, you gave up 2 to Liverpool, so I don't know.
No, Luton. We gave 3 to Luton. We did give 3 to Luton at the Kenny.
I'm just saying, man, it feels right. And it's not because again, my heart pick is Arsenal wins 4-0. That's the heart pick, but we don't.
Hey, I voted City to win 4-2.
But
listen, I've made statistics. See, I've made some crazy predictions this year.
3-3. What I'm going with.
This is a me pick, man. Like this is not.
I'm going with statistics.
My goodness.
Because their draws were 1-1, 2-2, so naturally it has to be.
I want whatever is in the Shark Cup. Period. I want it. I'm buying it.
It's not that time of season yet.
Oh,
God. The next one.
Why does he? Well, he's not the shark chasing everybody when he's the shark leading everybody. When he's in front of everyone. Oh my goodness gracious! I get it. I see how it is. I see how it is. 3-3. Yep, absolutely. Well, speaking of threes, there is a third team in the title race this season, and Liverpool get to go to the G-Tech and face Wantaway striker Ivan Toney. Well, hey man, apparently, Brentford have been linked with some random that are set to replace. I've heard that it's a done deal already. I'm like, did I miss something? It's February.
What's a done deal?
Well, I mean, we're hearing Mbappe and Alphonso Davies to Real already. So.
Did I miss a rule change where deals can be done in the middle of February?
Well, they can for the
free contracts.
They can do that.
Yeah. Players can be negotiated with at any time.
Yeah, especially if they're out of contract, they can do that. So
players can be negotiated with,
yeah,
and I think it is
fair enough, man.
After a certain point in their contract, at a certain point in their contract, they're free game. It's like open market. Don't care if you're about to.
That's what happened with us and Rudiger.
I'm just saying. I saw a thing
happen with us and Rudiger.
I saw a thing that said Brentford have already got their replacement signed, sealed, and delivered, ready to go.
We couldn't negotiate with Rudiger because of the whole thing happening with Ukraine and the club being sold. And so Real Madrid came in and negotiated a whole contract and everything. And by the time we could negotiate, he'd already signed with them.
So while y'all were bent over the table, they were just coming in, we'll just scoop him. Yep.
Same thing with Barcelona. They came in and got Christensen and I think Alonso as well, all at the same time.
Alonso was kind of like we're okay selling. They weren't
I
going to
know.
keep him.
I know.
It's so sad.
There's someone
That
else.
was dumb, though. That was dumb, by the way.
I agree. Alonso finished in the box. That's all I'm going to say, man.
Yeah, he
Best
was.
scoring left back.
Free
I'm
kicks.
done. I don't want to get
He
into
was
this.
good.
I'm not.
He was
digging into
good
it.
for sure. But
He also-
yeah. So
He loves scoring against Spurs.
who doesn't? Word is yeah. So word is they've already got the replacement for Toney. It's Igor. It's the forward Igor from. I know I've seen him somewhere. In the Champions League, maybe. But so yeah, I'm pretty sure, as are most people, that Toney is on his way to Arsenal.
Well, hold on. So it came out today that PSG has been talking with Ottoman's people's here recently to try to lock him down to replace Mbappe.
Bro, don't tell me that means you think Toney might choose Chelsea over Arsenal. Not a chance. Not a chance
Bro,
in hell.
Quit stressing, Jake. Quit stressing. Tony's not coming to Chelsea because he doesn't meet the age requirement. Because apparently, if you're over 25, you can't get signed. Sorry about you.
Because he's already got a walker. Apparently.
Speaking of which, I read the best urban myth, Premier League myth. Like, you know how there's always these like
Premier League conspiracies. I love conspiracies.
Conspiracy. Leicester said Jamie Vardy was 30 years old, but he's secretly 5 years younger than he would, so no one would ever put a bid on him. I was convinced. I was like, bro, no, that tracks. You don't bang in Golden Boot, title-winning, goal-scoring races at 31 years old. Don't care who you are.
Well, he did a Crossroads deal with a demon.
With Red Bull. With the
Red Bull demon.
Red Bull demon.
Oh my
when I read
god!
that one, I was like, "Oh." Speaking of
no, I can believe it. I can believe it. But yeah,
he's not coming to us, man. Don't stress. He's too old.
For now, Ivan Toney is still a B, and we'll be looking to sting Liverpool on the weekends. This is the 7:30 game. Of course, Liverpool fans crying once again at lunchtime. Get your violins out in the chat. But yeah, man, this could be a tricky one. Maybe I'm just hoping. Maybe it's maybe because I just need them to lose. That I'm here for it. Here for the Ivan Toney Brentford energy. But this could be tricky. Brentford at home, they're struggling though. They're just in a bad way. That's why I'm like, Johan Wissa's back from the AFCON.
There you go.
So he might feature, even though Mr. S House himself, Neil Maupay, is he's done his thing at the moment, doing his thing. But yeah, man. Ivan Toney, man, is a monster. I got him scoring. He's going to score. He's going to give old Van Disney and Kwanzaa quite the run. I'm looking forward to it, man. This one's going to be good. This should be a good game. I think that the styles of both teams suit each other the way that they're going to play. And if Brentford can win the second balls off of Toney and have any kind of possession, be able to break up the crazy intensity we know Liverpool's going to bring, might be able to get something, man. Having said all of that, I got 3-2 Liverpool. It just feels inevitable,
You know what's funny? When I was looking at the things again, I'm using the same things I picked the Arsenal game, and Brentford's scores have been 3-2 for quite a few games, and then there was 3 and then a 2, and I think Brentford is going to draw 3-3.
Yes,
I think they are going to draw because I think
I'm going with a draw of 2-2. Actually,
I think they're going to be on one, man.
I think that Toney will give that backline trouble. I think that with with the ability to hold up the ball, play off the ball with like Wisa or Mape.
Moppy.
Liverpool is going to have to sit back a little bit, just because he is a legitimate, target man, and I think that he can bully Van Dijk, especially the Van Dijk we've seen this year.
Past couple of games for sure.
He's got gaffes in him for sure. I think that there's no Slobosai. There's no. I'm sure we'll probably see Salah. No Trent. So probably Bradley.
Trent could be out for like 6 games.
Yeah. Slobosai is not going to be back for the
final
Carabao final.
Yeah.
So of course you got Nunez, you got Jota. You've got those attacking guys. But I was really impressed with Brentford's keeper against City. Flecken or whatever his name is.
Mark Flecken, yeah.
So I think he can keep them in it. Going on the road is a totally different animal than playing it at Anfield. We all know that. We saw it against Arsenal. One day Liverpool look like they're world beaters and destroy Chelsea, and the next they look like they can't string 2 passes together. Of course, that is credit to Arsenal, but playing on the road is totally different than playing at home. I actually think Nunez gets a goal, but I'm going to go 2-2. I think this is a really good spot for Brentford, actually.
Yeah, man, I love to hear it. I'm so used to having to cheer against teams in front of Arsenal in the table, and it's like, man, I want to pick against them. I want to say Chelsea's going to absolutely smash them. I want to say Brentford's going to absolutely smash them.
We would need to be up like 11-9 in terms of players to be able to even have a chance of smashing City. And by smashing City, that means we won by a goal. Truthfully, even then, I think Pep would give us absolute hell with 9 men. So, yeah.
Oh, man, that's gross. Yeah. I don't know what happened to X. He has departed. And when he returns, we will get his score on that one. But yeah, do we want to do the rest of the league, or do we want to mention Champions League?
Let's
what are we
go
thinking?
Champions League, because I still got 3 to pick, and I'm not even sure where to pick them at.
Yeah, sure. So,
ask a question about the Real Madrid game, man.
Yeah.
Was it a goal?
Yes, it was.
I thought so. I was just, how is this not a goal?
Absolutely was a goal.
Like, how is that not a goal? I'm like, so it's interference with the keeper, but the keeper was nowhere near the ball, nor was he.
Yeah, I'm baffled by that one. Definitely baffled by that one.
That changes the whole game, man.
Absolutely does. X, quick prediction on Brentford Liverpool. Can't hear you.
2-1 to Pool.
2-1 Pool. Heard that. Did you see the Real Madrid fake goal, not given goal, cheating, corruption goal? Wait, I didn't. No, that's not what I didn't say that out loud. No thoughts. I thought it was a goal. The one where the guy he pushed the the goalkeeper.
I mean, we've seen them. The precedent has been to protect or call goals back. The goalie is involved. The old Mindy thing.
This one's so soft, though, man. It's soft.
So was Mindy's, and that one came back. Like,
the call they give is that he's offsides. He wasn't even involved in the play
at all.
Yeah, I just
to me, it is because the goalie. In my mind, and in the book, I've always been told you have to treat the goalie like like he's an on-field player, except for he has first advantage to the ball if he has like the right of way to it. Like he can't go through you to get to the ball, but he does have a he does have or can create a passage towards it. Like he can jump through you on a corner kick essentially, but you can plow him over if he's off his line in the middle
the
of the
ball wasn't even there. The ball wasn't even there at the time. I hear you, and I understand where you're coming from with that. But like by the time the ball come over, they weren't even in contact anymore. Like,
Yeah.
And then of course, Vinicius. Yeah, man. And Leipzig, man, they're tough at home. That's the second time they've come into a round of 16 Champions League versus an absolute giant and given them hell in the first leg at home. You kind of feel for them because no shot. No shot at the Bernabeu. Hopefully they don't hold, 8? Lewis, did y'all beat them 8-1 in the second game?
It wasn't 8. I think it was 7.
7? Yeah. Who knows what Madrid's gonna, what Madrid will turn up at the Bernabeu for sure, and absolutely smash them. But speaking of turning up or not, Lazio with the 1-0 over Bayern. Man, I watched this game. Bayern I watched the end of this one. From what I saw, man, once again, the curse of Kane. You love to see it.
It was a battle of former Chelsea managers, and sorry, coach circles around Tuchel.
Sorry.
Well, I can't remember who I was reading, but I was reading this like quote, and it was talking about one of the pundits was saying that Bayern Munich, and it truly looked like this when you said go watch this game. Bayern Munich do play like a team of individuals. We're all superstars. We know how to play ball. That's what we're here to do. And there's no cohesive effort. There's no like unifying fit. There's no like team essentially. Yeah, they are a team. It's just, they're not going to go out there and fall on the sword for one another. Like there's no like, we need to win this together.
It's a little bit like the end of Tuchel's reign at Chelsea.
Almost. Honestly, I think Kane probably was the curse.
That has happened at all of his stops. It's usually within a year to 2 years.
2-star studded at.
He gets to a point to where the message is not hitting with the star guys, and it filters throughout the team.
Honestly, I wouldn't have brought in Kane. You had a functioning team.
What about Eric Dyer?
Kane's a monster. I mean, I get Dyer as the backup.
Dyer's terrible.
Bargain deal, though.
He's starting. Dyer's been starting, though. What are you doing, Tommy TT?
I really don't understand.
On.
You're Bayern. You can go steal from one of your, feeder clubs in
any Bundesliga club ever.
You don't have to go pull somebody from Spurs. Like, I get bringing on Kane.
They wanted Reguilon, too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Like, I get bringing on Kane, but I'm sitting here watching the highlights of Real and Leipzig, and I really like this Sesko guy. Like,
yeah.
He's good. He's got potential.
He looks good for sure.
But he's in one of the feeder programs. I mean, that's how Bayern treats the Bundesliga. It's their feeder, So I'm shocked of how much he's like bringing on like Dyer and Reguilon and again Kane. I get Kane 100%. The other ones don't make much sense.
Yeah, man. From what I've seen, I haven't seen anything for Musiala this season. I saw the full 90 of 3 of their group stage games. And I watched the Leverkusen game, and I watched some of this Lazio game. I haven't seen anything from either him or Kane so far this season.
They have one shot over the last 2 games on goal.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
That is not good at all. That return leg, Lazio at the Allianz, is going to be very interesting.
See, I don't think they can stop Lazio.
Very interesting.
And who knew that Ciro Immobile was still a striker for
Yeah,
someone?
dude. Good for you, man. That's another crossroads deal, I guess.
I know.
What's he, 97 at this point?
There's got to be something like that.
He's got to be at least 31. He's got to be 30s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's most definitely.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, in Paris, unconvincing.
They got 2 goals, though.
Yeah, the first one was a corner, and you don't mark Mbappe on the. You didn't mark Kylian Mbappe.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You didn't mark Mbappe.
Great.
It's going to lead to some trouble. Wow.
Let's see how it pays off for him, Cotton.
Yeah, bold strategy for sure. So they played really well, I thought. Sociedad, they defended really well. They lacked quality going forward, but they definitely were able to. I thought they controlled the game. They passed the ball around really well, and goals change games. They switched off. Mbappe dunks on them at the back post. And it was all, and then it was all Paris for the rest of the game. No,
Yeah.
after that, it was just an onslaught for the rest. It was as if like Paris didn't decide to play until they scored, and when they did, it was an onslaught for about 20 minutes, and they ended up getting a second. Right after, I was just saying to myself, "Man, this Barcola guy is just missing chance after chance after chance after chance after he misses." So many chances, and as soon as I start to like believe that that's who he is, he goes and jukes 3 guys, burns another one, and slots it home in the side. It's like, okay, then that's why he's in the team.
Chelsea tried to buy him, and PSG beat him to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the team every time I've watched Paris play, and
Fantastic. He doesn't potential.
He doesn't impress, and then he does something absolutely ridiculous. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Well, like he had one where oh gosh, who was it against? I can't remember now. But he dribbled around a guy, and then it looked like he lost the ball, but the way he played the ball was so that it would come like the defender would run over so he could come backwards. And then he lost it he went to take a shot in the box, and he kind of like did a heavy touch, but you're just like, dude, you're like 21. If that, I don't even think he's that old.
Killing it.
Yeah, he's one for the future for sure.
Yeah, absolutely killing it.
Well,
yeah, man.
I'm thinking about anyways. I mean, they're talking about what they're gonna do to replace Mbappe. So
yeah.
I know they were talking about Osimhen and what's the guy and Rafael Leao.
Yeah,
so they're talking about buying both of them.
Oof. Yeah.
That
Speaking of Rafael Leao, man, I forgot that the third place Champions League teams went down to Europa League, and they're doing a round of 32, which started today, where the third place teams are playing second place finishers in the Europa League groups. And this includes the likes of AC Milan, who smashed Rennes. Roma got a draw with someone today, with a Champions League team, I think. Because Roma started in Europa League, didn't they?
Yeah, Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, yeah. So they got a draw today. But, here I am sitting here thinking, man, Leverkusen. It's either Leverkusen or Pool for the Europa League, no problem, all day long. And then here comes the ex-Chelsea gang. The Americans and the ex-Chelsea gang put together over there at Milan. It's crazy. It's like, I'm serious. It's Ruben Loftus-Cheek scored twice today.
Oh, yeah. It's a full squad.
And then Christian Pulisic, Olivier Giroud, and then Yunus Musa was playing for Milan today as well.
And we got
so there's There's like 3 Americans and 3 ex-Chelsea players in the starting lineup for AC Milan.
Yeah, Tomori's over there.
Maury's over there
Um,
playing defense, mad defense. You need center back. We sold anyway. I'm not going to get into this.
Yo,
Not going to get into this.
they got a shot. I feel like I would love to see I'm really ready for the Leverkusen pool game, the Milan Liverpool game. So there's definitely some teams in Europa League
That's crazy.
that could give. He doesn't.
He didn't start this one. I just
Oh.
looked at the lineup.
Yeah. But yeah, they could definitely give some trouble there in the Europa League. Man, speaking of trouble, and this is kind of random, but I had some highlights playing right before we got on, and in the Conference League, Ajax nearly lost it at home to Bodo Glimt.
Who is that?
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
Ajax
Well,
are in the mud.
they've been terrible. I mean,
Yeah,
remember
man.
fans like stormed their offices and vandalized and shit.
It's bad. They dropped from Europa to the conference, and only because Bodo got a red card were Ajax able to come back.
Do you know Bodo's season hasn't started yet?
Yeah, because they're from Norway.
That's wild.
Arsenal had to play them last season in the Europa League.
So
That's the only reason I know.
I was
They
about to say,
played
how would
you-
you know all this? I know you look into things, but that one
We had to play them last season.
that's
So
a deep track. If you
And
will.
and Bodo was down a man because they have a red card.
Yeah. That's the only time Ajax came back into the game. If there hadn't have been the red card and a penalty, thank you, VAR. Just saying, it's crazy. Crazy.
You were playing and they haven't played at all, and you.
Yeah, that's like Copenhagen hadn't played in 3 months or whatever.
Yeah, they said they played like 8 friendlies or whatever.
They did a bunch of friendlies leading up to the game. Absolutely. But yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the weekend games. I don't know what happened to Patrick there.
We'll be
But
right back.
yes, she'll return soon. But yeah, definitely some interesting ones at the weekend. Let's go ahead and get the most exciting one out of the way. It's the Monday game. Everton hosting Crystal Palace. The snooze fest. I believe I know Xavier's prediction. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. I think you all locked in a 0-0, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Again, Jake, using statistics, the last 5 fixtures of Everton versus Crystal Palace: 3-0, 0-0, 2-3, 0-0, 1-0. Guess what I'm picking on this one?
Sounds like a 0-0er.
That's what I'm picking.
That's what I'm saying. It's got written 0-0 all
Sounds
over.
like a 0-0er. And the only reason
Methods.
that I did not pick 0-0 in this one as well, because Palace are so bad. They're so bad. And now Roy isn't there. They're so bad. They're so bad that they can't sack the manager because he's in the hospital.
They might give one for the Gipper, man. They might show up and win.
No.
Let me give you some extra stats.
No, Elise. No, Eze. They need Jefferson Lerma to be hitting the best goal of his career just to score.
Check these stats. So, Palace haven't won away in their last 7 matches. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5 matches. Everton have scored 4 goals in their last 5 matches. Everton haven't lost to Crystal Palace in their last 6 meetings. They're still not going to score. There's nothing in this. Nothing.
I said 2-1 Everton. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, and I sound crazy, but Palace are bad. Everton are not as bad, but they're bad as well. But I think they'll find some joy because Palace are that bad, and so I think it'll be a little bit different than some of the Everton and or Palace games we've seen of late. We got a message here in the chat. Patrick says he will return shortly. All right. We'll move on to Fulham and Aston Villa at the Cottage. An interesting one. This. Let me write down the time we started these predictions here.
Fulham need to get it together. I mean, not a Villa need to get it together because if they don't,
yeah, man, they're falling off it for sure, and they're kind of hard to predict right now. Kind of hard to call.
2-2.
That's what I've said as well. Because Fulham are in a good run of form. Willian, your boy, killing it.
Villa need to stop the leaking, and a draw will do that.
Yeah, Vinicius up top for Fulham is keeping your boy Broja out the team.
Yeah, well, Broja's
what?
He's bro. You get what you get.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I've said 2-2 as well. I think Villa do play some good stuff, but as we know, the Cottage can be a tricky place to go, and if you don't bring it,
cool stadium, man.
Yeah, if you don't bring it, it could be rough. Yeah. Isn't it like right on the river?
Mm-hmm. And then like the way it's designed too, like if you look at it from the player's perspective, the way that overhang happens from their section, it's just like it's really cool. It's like it has that very intimate right on top of you feel to it.
What do you think, Lewis?
I'm gonna go with 2-1. Apparently, Fulham have conceded the most penalties, so I think that's why they lose. 2-1 to Villa.
2-1 to Villa. It's going to be a PK, huh?
I think so.
Oh, I will mention this, though, before we move on. Kamara's out, like, for the season. And Douglas Luiz is also injured. Excuse me. Diego Carlos, the defender, not the center midfielder, is also out for this game. I don't know if that affects your predictions at all. I'm going to stick with my 2-2. Yeah, absolutely.
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa, he says. All right. At the Kenilworth Road, the greatest team that there's ever been. On Earth. The greatest team to ever pass a ball. Visiting Kenilworth Road. Manchester United away at Luton Town. It's a spicy one, man. It's an interesting one. It's a really interesting one. And I've gone for a heart pick. I don't think it's necessarily a shocking one. Luton have been good this in the last few weeks. Definitely availed themselves well. Last week, we're hoping was a bit of a blip. The loss to Sheffield at home. I think they were just shocked. Down 2-0, 20 minutes in, just kind of shocked. Cameron Archer with an amazing solo goal. But also, Man United, 4 on the bounce. They're back. Kobe Mainu, Rasmus Højlund, 5-5, killing it. No one's not feeling the United hype.
I will never.
I mean, I think they're going to win, but I'm not feeling the hype.
Oh, they're not. You don't think they're back?
I mean, they've won the last 4, and they're unbeaten in 5, or probably more.
The double's on, man.
The double what? Goals? Like they're going to
the double stacking they're going to go through.
Technically, they could still score 2 goals to win 2 trophies. Technically.
What? Okay, I'll roll with that.
And technically, if you find Excalibur, you're the king of England. Like,
yeah, man, Kobe Mainu is the next Paul Scholes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I think Luton has had some struggles, so I'm gonna go with United have scored 4 a couple of times, so I'm going to go with a 4-1 United.
4-1
I think so.
Manchester United.
It's on the road. I think that's what they do.
What'd you say, X?
It's at Old Trafford, right?
No, it's at the Kenny.
At the Kenny. 1-1.
I love it.
1-1.
You just hate United.
Bro, family-friendly show. I hate
You just hate them.
I hate. I think I might hate United more. I was actually just thinking this. Do I hate United more than I love Chelsea? Like it is.
Wow.
The lines blur a little bit there.
It is close, man.
Wow. That is crazy.
There was a club that I could hijack their bus and not allow them to make the game. It would be United every day.
Okay. Here's how we determine
Every day
this.
of the week.
Do you still like Mason Mount?
No.
So there you go.
No. That's like asking Jake if he likes Ashley Cole. Like, no.
I mean, but you get
Cesc
my
Fabregas.
point.
There are some players who could get away with it. Like Cesc Fabregas.
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
respect. Petr Cech.
Yes.
You know
All
what?
day long.
Honestly,
Olivier
actually,
Giroud.
I can't say that. Had any of them went to United, it'd be different. They all went to Arsenal. I don't hate Arsenal the way I hate United.
Fair enough.
But I
What
don't
you saying?
think Mason Mount can burn in the midst of Southgate's hell.
No, I don't even think Southgate wants him.
I don't either.
Oh my God, that's peak right
Honestly,
there,
I think
as
he
they
fell on
say.
the sword. Patrick, I have a big conspiracy about that too. Not to get deep into it, I think he fell on the sword for us, man. I really do.
Really?
I do.
See, I don't.
Off the wage bill, huh?
I do. I think because there was only 3 or 4 different options. There was only 3 or 4 different options to balance the book, and he knew James, and he knew Gallagher wasn't going to bring the bill, and he knew James was too important to the club. I think he fell on the sword for us.
Well, we haven't seen him since.
He doesn't want to play. That's the difference. You saw him the way and the mentality of when he wanted to be on the field. The minute he got into a red jersey, even when he was healthy, he didn't want to play. He
didn't play at Chelsea either.
Well, we certainly haven't seen him.
He was injured. His last year at Chelsea.
Sure. I'll say the last few weeks he was, yes.
I'm just saying, man. I think he fell on the sword a little bit for us. But anyway, that's a whole nother segment back and back. But I don't think I don't know, man. I'd like to see United drop the ball here.
I'm sure you would.
Kenny's a hard road to go into. They show up at home. I'd love for them to drop the ball here. Yeah, dude. We need the points too. Yeah. No, 1-1.
Love it.
All day.
Love
We
it.
need that. That helps us.
Hey, man. I'm loving the comments out here. Patrick, you should make your pick, but these comments have me so invigorated.
Glory hunting plastics. Bro, I've been a Chelsea fan.
Which 3 of us are glory hunting?
Well, it has to be the City fan.
I'm a glory.
I would not be a Chelsea fan if I was hunting glory this season.
I want glory as well. What are you talking about?
All right, LD. If you're going to come after us, you have to tell us who you're a fan of.
Yeah, what's your team?
That's only fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's true.
Meanwhile, Patrick, what you think's happening at the Kenny?
Yeah. So I originally wrote down 1-1, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, listen, there's going to be goals just because it's the Kenny. And so I went differently, and I hate it, but I think we're going to see a 3-2 United win.
Yeah, 3-2 to United.
As an aside, I just want to add, I don't have any issues hunting for glory. Glory feels quite good, and
The only club on your panel who didn't buy their titles.
No, that's cool. You know, because we live in a modern world where AI could have written that comment. So if we're gonna use things to help us have success, I'm cool with money helping businesses be successful. It almost makes sense, right?
Do you buy titles though? I have a huge I have a huge issue with this.
I mean, QPR.
If you can buy titles,
Well,
if you can buy titles, Boyley would already have 4. That's all
Okay,
I got.
all right. So,
You can buy titles. You just have to spend the money correctly.
Correct.
okay, so let's back up a little bit. All right, so he's saying he's an Arsenal fan. So when Arsenal won titles, was it completely with their youth, players that went through their youth academy, or did they buy players to get to win titles?
Look, Arsenal are the first. We're the OG buying titles. Go back to the 1930s. We're the OG Bank of England club, baby, with our marble halls and our white, our white marble halls, man. We're the OG Ivory Tower Club, all right? So don't get that twisted. Get it right.
No, that's my point, though. I mean, unless you won, a title with pretty much former youth players that came through your academy, everybody buys titles.
But you have to buy the youth players too, isn't that money?
Hey, we got in trouble for that. You hush.
Don't you have to establish the academy and hire the people?
You hush. We both got in trouble for that, actually. We both got in trouble for that.
Yell
like this. I'm cool with the salt because salt tastes good on food that's cooked properly. And I'm going to keep eating these good meals. So, hey, if they were purchased, we'll keep purchasing because other people are spending money and not getting results. So I'm good. So my check's clear.
Is that a shot at us right now?
Yes, it definitely is.
I'm shooting at people saying that, buying titles or whatever, because United have never spent money and buying Real Madrid
never spent money.
None of these history FC teams have ever spent money ever.
No.
None of them.
They're broke. They're broke.
In addition to that, I love the plastic thing too, because so if people are plastic, because you're not real fans, right? But we don't know the story of how people get connected to clubs. But yeah, every Real Madrid fan was there from the get-go. Like they were there from the salt when Real Madrid struggled. Okay. Oh, they struggled? Oh, no.
Did Real Madrid ever struggle?
Good. Oh, so if you just like a team because they win a lot, that makes you plastic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, rapid fire, man. Did you want to lock in that 0-0 for Everton Palace?
No, actually, I'm going to go 2-1 Everton.
See, he wants to copy my.
He was listening. That's what.
Yeah, he was listening in.
That was his plan.
He was listening in.
I agree. Real Madrid is.
He's absolutely. Real Madrid absolutely is the epitome of plastic. We all agree on that for sure.
And they are the history of football. So then every fan is plastic, right?
That's pretty much the blueprint, right?
I mean, unless you're like a 7-year-old kid.
Be like Real Madrid. I don't want 14 Champions Leagues. I don't want all of the success.
But think about it. So the comment is that you never touch Spanish soil. There are people that are Dallas Cowboy fans, that are fans of whatever, who have never, ever on earth been to the place, ever. Is that a requirement to be a fan of a team that you have to be there?
Yeah, I've never been to London.
Remember, Jake, when I lived in England,
bridge, but I've seen Chelsea play twice now.
But Jake, remember when I was in England, who did I say I supported? Norwich.
You were a Norwich fan, yeah.
Norwich fan. And City was terrible when I lived there. And I switched from Norwich to City, but I still like Norwich. Love the Canaries. But let's be for real. That the soil has nothing to do with that. Like these teams are global.
They're global. They're global.
I was about to say they themselves have exceeded this homegrown. These clubs, our clubs, have exceeded this homegrown. Like Patrick said, they are global. These are global clubs.
Absolutely.
They buy for international fandom because they've already maxed out. They already know this neighborhood in London is not going to have an Arsenal fan born to it for the next 100 years. They already know that, especially if it's in Tottenham. Like, they know this.
I think they have to but see, they've missed it because we're so plastic that we're gonna buy the shrimp. Because
we are gonna buy the shrimp. Oh yeah, you haven't been here, bro. Yeah, no, we're gonna
live there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
100%, we're doing that. That's happening. That's happening.
This guy hit that Powerball.
Yeah,
so
but
Ryan Reynolds is plastic too for Wrexham. He's plastic for Wrexham.
Yeah.
Money.
Hey, at the end of the day, Hey, man, at the end of the day, that's pretty much the only way these days is money gets pumped into the club. And as long as it's spent properly, look at Brighton. They've run well and they've had success. They've been able to climb the pyramid. They've been able to stay in the Premier League for however long now. Yeah. But then, you look at the last 18 months at Chelsea. Sure, they've spent lots of money, but it's been run poorly. It's been run really, really poorly. And so you guys are struggling. And yes, there are allegations. And yes, there's the 115 over at City and all of this. But the UEFA just put out a report that said Manchester United have the most expensive squad in all of history.
There was a story. Hold on, I got a story I just saw. I meant to, you gave
Man,
me
you
to bring it up. Hold up, man. Hold up. Where's Brentford? Because I saw it when I saw Brentford. I want to tell you this because it says this specifically. It says that Brentford or some team has made more money than Man United, profit-wise, in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
With money, right?
Yeah. Brighton, I hear what you're saying, LD, but Brighton has had lots of money pumped in over a longer period of time, right? Even if you look at Newcastle, they've had money pumped in, right? Over a period of time. Chelsea did it all in like a tiny little bit of time. It's all about how you spend their money, Yes, I hear you. I hear you about Brighton, having people coming through. But it's also about the way they've structured their business. The fact that they know that their role right now is a selling club. And so, they're not going for, huge signings, huge names at the coaching, spot. Chelsea got it wrong because not only are they trying to buy for the future, but they think or at least Bowley thinks he's doing things now as well when he's not really. And so it's becoming a whole kerfuffle, a whole mess. The idea that City bought their success, while, yes, they did pump in a bunch of money, they also spent it better than the rest of us.
I mean, American Express is organic money, right? American Express, which is based in Brighton, right, all the money they give for their sponsorship deals in these places that make the team global, that's completely I'm sorry.
Okay, so I get the $1 billion, and I get that, but no one ever discusses how much Chelsea sold out too.
Right, that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
It's still an astronomical number. I'm not saying it's not. But that number always gets brought up, and it's like, okay, but they also sold like 350 million in players too,
and it's a business.
It still comes back to success on the field. Comes back to from the top down how the club is run. Look at Manchester United, like we started this little bit with. They have in the last 4 years, in the report that came out from UEFA said that the 4 biggest teams right now, as far as how much the squad costs, are United, City, Madrid, and it was either Chelsea or Arsenal. But look at how they have spent their money. Madrid and City have had success because they've spent well. Chelsea has not spent well. United has not spent well. So it's been tough. They haven't just had an takeover striker super squad. They've made smart signings, put them at synergies, and sold to make road teams consistently. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Talking about how they've run the club well.
All this is, and right. No, City got a huge buyout too and didn't run the club well for the first 3 or 4 years either. Like, people seem to forget the recent history the City just went through, and their buyout took place as well. Boyley is more of a clown. I will give you this.
You talking about before Pep came in?
Yes.
And when the Sheik came in, and then before Pep came in, they still won titles then. They still won a title then. Anyway.
2008 was when the buy came. They won their first trophy the next year. Come on, man.
After that comes the drought before Pep.
There's no drought. What drought?
I don't know about drought.
What drought? They won the league twice.
Yeah, they did.
And they
Yeah, they
won the
did.
FA Cup. What we talking about drought?
They did.
There's no drought. When the
Well,
Sheik
'cause
took
it
over,
goes
the Sheik had a plan.
What is that? 08, 07 when the Sheik came in?
She
It was
came in.
it was the summer of 2008.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's 08. Y'all
I didn't win
win.
the league till 2012, right? Wasn't the Aguero the first?
Right, I
11,
thought
12
that's
was the
when
first
won the
league.
First time won the club, but the year before that, they won the FA Cup.
But then 2 years on, they won the league as well.
Right? And then they won a cup in between.
And then Pep came the next season.
The point I'm trying to make is right from the
Pellegrini.
08 Sheik buyout to the Aguero win. There's no league title there.
3.5 seasons though. It's only 3.5 seasons. And they had an FA Cup and a League Cup.
And they had two managers.
That's awesome.
They had two managers.
Right. I'm saying all I'm asking is give someone like Boyley with the billions of dollars he poured into our club 3 years. We probably are going to take a trophy this season. We have an opportunity to do so, if not two. All I am saying is, yes, you can influx this money in, and you cannot have results for a couple of seasons later when these teams finally have a backbone and build off themselves.
Well, I agree that Chelsea will be better, but I mean, if we're looking at if we're using City as the litmus test for the buyout from
Newcastle alone, I'm not trying to sing out City. I'm saying there's been millions of dollars pumped into these clubs like Newcastle, like City, like Chelsea. Neither other than City in this. Before, I'm talking about early because City's buyout doesn't apply. Newcastle's and ours are fairly new. Newcastle had just about as much money poured into theirs. I think it's in the $700-800 million range.
I mean, you can also look at how the teams that have come up from the championship and look at how they've been run, right? So Burnley had a bunch of loan players to help them demolish the championship.
Yep.
Right. And so now a lot of those players aren't there anymore. And what they're going to do is they're going to do their best. Yep. They're going to make it through. They're going to collect this Premier League money, and then they'll come back and they'll build it stronger. But see, look at what Luton are doing. They're not buying. They didn't buy many big names. They got some, they got Lokonga on loan. They got Ross Barkley. They're getting these, here and there kind of guys, these kind of hidden gems or whatever to kind of help them attempt to stay in the league. Luton seemed to me to have a better chance to stay in the league, and so they can continue to get that Premier League money. And if they do survive, they can add this piece and this piece and this piece to stay and strengthen and become a Bournemouth, become a Brentford, become even a Brighton, if they continue to be run well. And that's what it's all about. Even if you look at Arsenal, the reason we haven't won the title yet in our since Wenger is because we've had some true gaffes in the way we've been run.
Yep.
Some of the signings we've made have been absolutely insane.
Baffling.
City are we just have to accept it from the top down, all the way to Pep Guardiola, all the way to Oscar Bob. They are run impeccably well.
Until the FA comes in and makes City sell to whoever because of some international sanction, this is the way it's going to be in the league. Like, then they'll have to have a clown buy them out, and they'll go through the same thing. Like,
yeah, we're fans of Luton as well. LD6. Yeah, we definitely want them to stay up though.
I think I would rather them stay up. I think
I like having an orange team in the league, man.
Facts.
As long as it ain't Blackpool. No, I don't have anything against Blackpool. I don't have anything against. I don't like Charlie Adam. No, I'm just playing, man. I don't have anything against Blackpool, but we'll get back on track here.
So looking back a little bit, just reading a little bit about City. So they had to take over in 2008. Mancini won the FA in 2010-11. It looks like somewhere around there. And then from there.
Should be the league in 12, right?
Was 93-20 not a double? Didn't you win the cup that season too?
No, We lost. We didn't win the FA Cup that year.
That
No.
was 2012. The 93-20 happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a 3-4 year time.
Well, and then the next season, it was Ferguson's last title, and you guys,
won.
City were they were right on him the whole time.
Now that year wasn't close because that was the year RVP was there. City crap.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's disgusting.
dent
Why'd
that
you have to remind me that? I didn't need to remember that.
Because they had no business underperforming.
Went there to win the league and did. Yep.
My issue is, and I agree, and I still think Chelsea will get better. But my last quick point is, from the takeover, you saw City's position in the table improve every single year.
Yep.
Every year they increased in the table, and that's a 38 game season. So that's actually recognizing stability over seasons, right? Yep. And they've had 3 managers, 3 under this owner, 3 total. And so I just think, for Chelsea, it's about finding stability in your management. Maybe Poch.
Technically, they've had 4 because Hughes was under them.
But he wasn't their man. He was getting fired, so we don't take him because
I mean that's kind of like the Tuchel move, so to speak.
Tuchel,
right? Exactly. And so which I mean that it was. I agree with X. It was a bad move to do that.
The worst move.
It
will undoubtedly be the worst move our club has ever.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing to tie all this in a nice little bow. When you look at City's dominance in the league and all the, this is just kind of comes in from another content I've been listening to today about some Arsenal fans are still Arteta out. And they compare the idea that the 5 years before Arteta's reign, we were far better than we are in the last 5 years, despite also wanting Wenger out 4 of those 5 years. But the fact remains that just like City built up their dominance year by year, piece by piece by piece, the only way anyone is ever going to beat them is to build year by year, piece by piece by piece, getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer until you finally get it over the line. Did Klopp do it? Did Klopp do it in his first season?
Oh my gosh, bro. No.
Did Klopp do it in his first season? No. He came in, he took what he had, and he finished out that season. Then the next season came in Alisson, came in Salah, came in Henderson, came in like half the team. Then the next season, after they gave it a go, the next season he brought in 3 or 4 more of that title-winning squad. And then the next season was when they dominated. It didn't happen immediately.
Because that sounds like spending money.
Oh,
in addition to that,
I think that's money.
If Chelsea,
a quick point is now I want to. If we look at City's purchases, what other teams were going to buy the guys they bought?
Are you talking about the Roman money? Hang on, yeah, that's my main point that Lewis is probably going to make too. Are you talking about the Roman money? Because if so,
yeah.
Roman brought in now. No one heard of Didier Drogba before.
Nobody knew these guys, man. What are you talking about?
Drogba comes in and is literally crowned the king of the Premier League during his reign. Arsenal had no chance against him because he scored every time.
Watch it.
And Sir Alex Ferguson, respect him, one of the greatest to ever do it, broke the transfer record, 6 times? Are we really talking about money?
What?
Come on, man.
We all spend money. It just is what it is. That's the name of the thing.
Jake's point. If you hand someone $1 billion, you better expect them to do what the Sheik has done with City. What now and Roman were able to do with Chelsea.
Remember?
You don't expect them to do, or what Liverpool has done with Klopp over the last of the 9 years. I
think the influence that the coach has and that the people above him have on what we see on the field cannot be understated. And I think too many fans kind of let that go when we think about the state of things, but we will go ahead and get back on it. Try to get the rest of these predictions in. Patrick, Fulham and Villa, we missed you.
Oh yeah,
It's at the Cottage.
I went 3-1 Villa just because Villa plays better on the road.
Nowadays, at least, right?
Yeah.
Flip flop.
All right. Bournemouth
Okay,
at
this is the one
St. James's Park. The Eddie Howe derby. The Matt Ritchie derby. The Callum Wilson derby. Take your pick. There's all kinds of crossover here. It's AC Milan versus Juventus.
This is one that I still haven't really picked yet because I don't know. I struggle with it because Bournemouth beat them at on the South Coast, if I remember right. In the
Yes.
first picture.
Yes, they did. But Bournemouth are in a sticky patch.
And Newcastle was flying high at that point. So and what was more impressive about that was that Bournemouth dominated that game. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was complete domination. Newcastle looked like they didn't have a shot at all. So I worry about that. But of course, going up to St. James, I'm sure it's going to be pouring down rain because that's what it does on Tyneside. Let's go 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1 to the tune. Yeah, I think Newcastle's going to be too much. Bournemouth are struggling just a bit. I do give Dominic Golanke his customary goal. So I said 3-1 to the tune. What do you think, X?
Let's go 3-2.
A barnstormer, eh?
Yeah. Bournemouth making a game.
A barn burner.
5 goals. That's a lot for that one. Jeez. I just don't want to copy you or Patrick. I wasn't going to say 3-1.
It should be a good game. It should definitely.
Yeah, I think 3-2. I think
definitely be
I
good.
can see 3-2.
I think Newcastle will have too much, though.
Yeah.
This is on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
One of the few.
It is not going to rain.
Mm.
Wait, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Hold on.
They're lying to you. The weather app is lying.
It is going to rain Saturday.
Of course it
There's
is.
107 days of rain on that side of England.
Yeah. What'd you think, Lewis?
Well, it's weird because looking at the history between the two, Bournemouth won the last one 2-0, and then they drew. And so I just don't think Bournemouth is good. I'm going to go with a 2-0 for Newcastle. Again, they just look bad in the history of where they are. Yeah. And so, they've drawn and then they got beat 3-1 by Fulham. I think Newcastle is better than Fulham.
I hear that. 2-0 to the tune. Of course, we're back in London for the next one. Forest hosting the West Hammers. Coming off the back of an absolute disgusting, embarrassing shellacking at home. This is an intriguing one. Is this the game that Moyes catches the axe?
No.
Not even when Forest win 2-1?
No.
Yeah, I've said that the woes will continue here for West Ham. It's a tough place to go. Both teams like their sit back and counter approach.
You have the ball. No, you have the ball. No, you have
the ball. No, you have the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see when either team has to be on the ball and kind of give it a go. I think Forest will have more of the impetus to do so. But still going to be another tough one for West Ham. I got 2-1 to Nottingham Forest.
2-2.
Is that smile, Patrick, because you also said 2-1?
No, this is one I have 3 games. Newcastle, Bournemouth I couldn't pick yet. Forest, West Ham, and Spurs, Wolves.
2-2.
Any notes, any thoughts behind that, Lewis? Any statistics for us?
I do have statistics that, is the fact that here, just so we know, Forest have scored 5 goals in their last 5. So I think they get a goal in this one for sure, and they're at home. And it shows that West Ham haven't won a match in 7 attempts, haven't scored in 2 matches. Just to me,
they haven't won this year.
They haven't won at all.
To me, it looks like that this is their time because the last time they played Forest, they won 3-2, and the time before that, they won 4-0. So I think this is the one where this is a team they feel comfortable with, but they're not better than at this moment. So I think that's why it's 2-2.
There you go.
Is Paqueta back?
No.
Nope.
1-1.
March 2024. Mikel Antonio, February 2024.
Yep. 1-1.
But he's about 2 weeks out then.
Yep.
West Ham in the mud.
Man.
Bubbles just covered in mud. You love it. You love to see it.
Most days.
Yeah, I don't have much love for West Ham at the moment.
I'm telling you, this was tough. This is tough.
You already got what you needed to get from him, though. So
That's true. That's fair.
I think they got straight up embarrassed. Like there was no like, oh, they done this better. No, they got straight up embarrassed. Like it was as they say in England, one-way traffic.
Wrecked.
I think this is one of those moments where, as a team, you have to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Okay, we're better than that." It's tough to go to the what is it, City Ground, and I think Amanye gets a goal for sure. But I don't trust Matty Turner in that. I don't know if he's going to be the starter or not.
He shouldn't be.
2-1 West Ham.
2-1 to the Hammers. Look at this guy. Okay. I see it. Sheffield hosting the Seagulls. And it's at Sheffield. Another interesting one. But, yeah, Sheffield are bad, man. I'm still shocked that they beat Luton. Still shocked by that one.
Brighton should absolutely punch them in the face, man. They should. But Brighton has literally shocked me every other week. Like, literally, by results, every other week, they have shocked me.
Yes, they have.
By my pattern, they should win this week. Patterns, they should win this week.
What's your score?
I mean, Sheffield is bad. I think, like, this is 3-0. I don't think they're good, man.
All right.
You know what? This one right here, because my man LD over here wants to talk all this smack. Brighton about to get smacked.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Picks, man.
You're doing a hard pick in the Sheffield game?
Yeah, baby.
Man,
Yes.
Hard pick.
2-0 Sheffield.
2-0 to Sheffield. Good grief. What do you got against Brighton, man?
What are you doing?
That is the crazy. You've had some crazy picks. That's a crazy pick.
I am the one with the crazy picks, Lewis, not you. His team's going 2-0.
We'll never forget Lewis's 3-3 draw for Arsenal against Burnley.
3-3 draw.
Yeah,
Arsenal
man.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah.
Man.
Versus X's 2-0.
You know, because the guy in the chat is an Arsenal fan, right?
I think so.
So here's the thing. Now it makes sense to me why I made that pick after. Because I was going with the ambiance on the screen, but then I realized when it said, when I talked about City buying guys nobody knew, then I thought about some of Arsenal's buys because they bought Ozil and he was supposed to be a name. And then they bought a Boomerang and he was supposed to be a name. So somehow the pure club chased after names. They're just okay.
Oh, and then they had to get a champion. Then they had to get a shot at Champions League glory and buy, the champion.
Lewis, with
I'm with you, man.
with the attitude that you've come with on the last couple of pods. You've had a little teeny bit more of an edge, little teeny bit more of some chest, little bit more little broing going on. Is there a little bit of fear creeping in? Is there a little bit of Arsenal are here? We've been here for 18 months. Is there a little bit of that creeping into this where we get this kind of edginess I'm hearing from you?
I'll get the
so you're
shark cup.
creating a narrative.
the
I
Shark
like
Cup.
it. I like it. Well, we can continue to create the narrative because my response was about Arsenal being pure, not from you, because you started with Arsenal not being pure. But when it's about outside of the rules, it's the sustainability of the club. And so then all of a sudden you splash on Ozil from a Champions League team, right? And then you go get Aubameyang because he's the shining star in the Bundesliga because we're going to try to be like Bayern Munich when they buy stars from come on now, stop.
This all of a sudden phrase you've used. You said all of a sudden we buy Ozil. What about the 11 years where we didn't buy anyone before we bought Ozil? We opened a stadium. We opened a stadium in 2006.
Hey, y'all brought
and didn't buy anyone for 11 years.
Here's the thing, Jake.
We didn't buy anybody.
Here's the thing, Jake.
Ozil was $42 million. Chump change these days. $42 million. We didn't spend any money for 10 years.
But we're not talking about these days, right? We're talking about Ferguson broke the transfer record and it was like 40 million or whatever. But my point is, if the point is about what football is today and the recency bias about teams splashing the cash, then Arsenal is literally in that conversation too. Now, I thought Declan Rice was a great buy. I'm not hating on them for that. I think Jesus in the time and the space with what you needed was a great buy. I'm not hating on anybody spending money, but we're going to get rid of this purity thing that's in here because that is non-existent. And that has nothing to do with the league. That has to do with the hypocrisy of, when I spend money because it's pure, it's okay. That's garbage. Miss me with that.
Arteta has spent $800 million.
I have an issue with the purity thing. That's garbage.
We've spent lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cash. And not all of it was smart, Nicolas Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man.
Not all of our moves were smart, Nuno Tavares.
And see, I'm not even taking shots.
Sambi Lokonga.
Because remember,
Fabio Vieira. Kai Havertz. Do I need to continue? Should I continue? Jesus.
Hang on, who was the other French one? Lacazette.
Yeah,
Whoa. Don't come for my man Laka.
Okay, if you hate
Don't come for my man Laka.
Aubameyang.
Homie worked for the shirt. Okay?
Patrick, I'm hearing you. Go ahead, Patrick.
Lacazette worked for the shirt. Aubameyang got his bag and pooped on the field for the rest of the time he was there.
Go ahead, Patrick. I hear you, man. I'm following the path you're going down.
Okay. And Arteta didn't bring in Lacazette either.
Oh, no, I'm not blaming Arteta at all. I'm talking about the club.
The only people that are still here from before Arteta is Mo El Neni, of course, because Wenger signed El Neni.
He came with the stadium at this point.
He came with the stadium. William Saliba is an Unai Emery. Martinelli is Unai Emery. And Saka is Unai Emery.
Well, yeah.
Other than that, it's all Arteta now. And like we say, we have guys like Cedric Suarez in our squad right now. It's all about how you spend the money. But my point, Lewis, was your 3-3 is a real shady prediction.
No, it's not, because I explained how
based on Burnley results, not based on the 16 goals that we've scored in the last 4 games. Not based on the 6-0 we just smashed West Ham.
For how many weeks I've used the same exact logic every time. Every single time. Not once have I deviated from my logic. So it's not about Arsenal, because I told you before I made the pick, because I didn't make my pick until I looked. I picked Arsenal 4-0. Did I not? I said that. The record is there, dude. The record is there. I
said your heart pick was Arsenal 4-0. But then because of Burnley statistics and maybe a little bit of something else.
No, well, let's take a look at when I went with what I thought and what I looked like in the standings last year, as opposed to this year following actual statistics. That's fair. That is very fair. That is very fair. I'm not even close to what I was doing last year, because I took my brain out of it.
Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I should do that. I'm like 30 points back. Maybe I should do that.
Vibes, man. That's all.
Dude, you just gotta go straight vibes.
If we're gonna go
straight
forward,
vibes.
I'm gonna shoot you with the Arsenal thing. I don't see Arsenal losing to anybody. That the toughest game they're gonna have is against City. I don't see them losing anybody. That's not little bro. And I respected y'all all last season, and I still think you're good now. There's no fear. You know how I roll. I want to play the best. Period.
Yeah, but a draw is a loss in the title race.
No, but I told you I already gave you those stats too because I said City can draw Liverpool and Arsenal and win the league.
Yeah, but what you can't do is draw Chelsea, which is what you gotta do.
I didn't say Manchester City drawing is a loss in the title race. I said if Arsenal draw, it's a loss in the title race.
But I don't expect you to. I literally do not expect you to draw. But that's what my pick is for
the
this
Klopp retirement tour, baby.
All right. Speaking of picks, heart picks, I got Brighton 2-1 over the Blades because they suck.
They gave us Potter. I will never.
You said 3-0 so you said 3-0 to Brighton.
They gave us Graham Potter. You can have your losses.
Heart pick FC, baby. What you think, Patrick?
Not me.
Like I said, I go off of vibes.
Feel it, man. Feel it.
No, I think Sheffield does get a goal. I do. But I think we see a Matoma brace, and it's 3-1 to Brighton.
3-1 to the goals. Absolutely can see it. And last, but certainly least, the Spurs game. They are hosting the Wolverhampton Wandering Wolves, who wandered and have wandered to London from the Wolves that wander. Sonny's back. Van der Vin's back. The whole lot's back, man. They're back. Basuma's back. Sar's back.
Madison's back.
Why would you even say that? You're getting muted. Just for that, you're gone. You're muted. You're out. Just when you mention that name.
Like that, man. Was that necessary? So unnecessary.
Don't you say that 4-letter word. No, yeah, definitely lots of full contingent for Big Ange to pick. Not the same. Mateus Cunha out for the season. Out for the whole rest of the season. But Huang has returned from the Asian Cup, so I expect he'll be right back in the lineup. Excuse me?
The Asian guy, as Pep called him.
Yeah, Wolves, man.
I thought I had Cunha on my fantasy team. It's Neto. I was
Good.
about to say, really? Did I?
Yeah, you might. Yeah, fix that right quick.
Did you see they're gonna sell Neto for FFP reasons for the next in the summer?
We'll take him.
I'll take him.
Let's go.
Yo, we're replacing Sterling. I'll take him.
Bro, add Neto and Toney to the Arsenal team.
You can't take him because based on purity, you can't spend money on players that are good.
Oh, true. Yeah. And no. They play
you can't. Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea won't buy him. He's over 25.
And he's played in the Premier League. We won't buy him.
He's like 26.
That's tainted. That's
it's over.
That's like
he's
a Leo DiCaprio girlfriend,
He's not
bro.
24.
He'll be 25 by the time y'all get to him.
No, he'll be 24 in September.
Nope, not taking him.
There you go. He's good enough. He's young enough. He's young enough.
He's too old. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, Jake, I'm about to do the same thing. Didn't you just hear me say Sonny's back? And so my brain says Spurs, but looking at statistics, I'm going to pick Wolves. Just so
I love it.
Sir,
by the way, I was wrong. His birthday is March 9th, not September 3rd.
I got Spurs going up 2-1 all day in this game. 2-1.
2-1 Spurs.
2-1, it hurts.
It hurts.
But, and this was not even in play.
You said 2-1 as well, Patrick?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't even in play. I just looked after I made my pick. Chelsea needs the Wolves to lose.
They do.
Yeah. It's a Spurs pick for the boys.
Mid-table mafia.
It's not a good pick. Not a good pick.
Mid-table mafia. But Lewis, the Wolves, they're going to do it.
So look at this. So the form is for right now, Wolves lost one. That means they have to win this game based on the same formula I've used all the time. And then I went to further the last 2 matchups between Wolves and Spurs. Wolves 2-1, Wolves 1-0. Just so you know.
Okay.
Formula, I got a 2-1. No, I'm sorry. I had my brain said 3-2. 3-2 Wolves.
3-2 to Wolves. I love it. I absolutely love to see that.
Remember that Tottenham game at Molineux was Tottenham looked helpless. But if I remember right, it was right after they had played us. And so they were down.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Spurs were not great last time out. Edged it in the end.
Spurs drew Everton.
No, they lost to Brighton. They beat Brighton last time out.
I know. I'm looking at the thing. I'm looking.
Sonny's going to get back into form.
They drew to United. They lost to City. They beat Brentford 3-2. They didn't dominate anyone. Spurs got to take that L today. 3-2.
You know though.
Love it.
South Korea was cursed by Spurs. Think about it. Jurgen Klinsmann was a former Spurs player. Toney is a current Spurs player, and that team was expected to win the Asian Cup, and you saw what happened.
Why do you keep dropping names that just boil my blood?
They made their way through the group, just like Spurs would, and then they got into the knockout stages, and they did a Spursy thing.
Bottled it, as they say.
And Anthony Taylor is the official for this match, which makes it official.
Ay.
Going with Wolves 3.
I need to look and see where did you see that?
Oh my goodness gracious me. Anthony Taylor, everybody's favorite referee.
I'm on football. It's the 10 o'clock Tottenham Hotspurs, Anthony Taylor on Peacock. Advertisement for Peacock. Hey, drop one in here, Peacock. We take sponsorships because our money is not pure. We take people giving us money and infusing it, and then we make it better.
Yeah, hey. Just wait till we get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll take any kind of super chat. You can say whatever you want as long as you're giving me money. Yeah, I don't care. I'll pop it up on the screen. We'll read it out.
There's people who say when they get money they won't change. That's a lie. I will. I promise I will.
Yeah, I'll be living way higher than I'm living now.
I will.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you that right now. Absolutely. But yeah, there you have it. Predictions are in. It should be an absolutely wonderful weekend. I'm going to enjoy it with my plastic. And hopefully we can get a plastic trophy this season. But yeah, Arsenal need to win at Burnley. Liverpool need to win at Brentford. And we all need Chelsea to win at the Etihad.
Who's this we?
Listen. We're going for a result here. We're not even worried about a win. Just get a result. You should be happy with the result.
If City drop points, I am happy.
See, there you go.
Can I add one more thing real quick?
That's all that matters. No.
One more thing. So Spurs haven't kept the clean.
Delete him. Move him out now. Just tile it out.
Yeah, they haven't kept the clean. 5 matches. They've conceded the most penalties.
Oh.
They're unbeaten in 5 away games.
Listen,
3-2
man.
Wolves. Let's go.
Love it.
We need the Wolves. No,
Love it.
I'm done. You're now my.
So you need Wolves to win more than you hate Spurs?
No, I need Spurs to win more than I hate losing on the table. So.
Oh, you need Wolves to lose. I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, he's rooting for Spurs. How does that sound?
Because it helps me.
Gross.
As long as it helps me.
That is disgusting.
And I've noticed this because, of course, we've been mid-table. It's funny, the narrative, if you're 10th compared to 11th.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
top half, bottom half?
Yeah, it's like, Chelsea drops to the bottom half of the table, and it's like they drop one spot. Like,
and they talk about you with the depressing music and everything. It's like the violin and stuff going on.
Now, yeah. If you're 10th, if you're 11th, it's like you're Bournemouth. If you're 10th, all of a sudden you're Newcastle.
I wonder if there's a money line there for top half, bottom half.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure.
A big pay discrepancy between 10th and 11th. Like, that's where the threshold really starts to drop off for you.
So it's either you have a shot or you're complete crap. Like there's
Or you-
there's no in between.
I think my favorite though was when we dropped to 11th because it was goal differential by 1 goal, and they were talking about how Chelsea having a terrible season, looks like they may be struggling to stay up, and it's like we're 11th because
Beat Palace. Chelsea are back.
exactly.
Wow.
Like no,
We're back, baby.
Water, baby.
No.
It's just hilarious, the narrative. It's something I've noticed, and of course we're going to lose this weekend, so we'll probably drop back to 11th or whatever, and the narrative will be, well, Chelsea's in the bottom half of the table, and you
Mudded.
get music and all that fun stuff, and of course the journos go all crazy about it. So
Yeah, well, I'm definitely here for it. I'll tell you that much.
of course you are.
But yeah, man, definitely going to be an exciting weekend in the league. And we will, of course, be back on Monday to tell you all about it. So if you've made it this far, go and get the likes up on the video. Of course, thanks for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. Get that little notification bell on, of course, if you are enjoying all the content. Once again, we are so grateful you are here, and you will see us next time.